What is going on, everyone? This is Ninja Geek here, and today I wanted to bring you a video that I've been thinking about doing for a while now, and that is Call of Duty really getting old? So you think, okay, you've played Call of Duty for years and years now, and Ghosts and Advanced Warfare just aren't up to your expectations. They're bad games, which in my opinion, I think they really are bad games, and every game has their faults to it. But are the games really getting old and boring, or is it a different factor that has to deal with? And I'm going to be explaining that by trying to give some examples here. So, for all of you out there, which Call of Duty was your first Call of Duty? For me, I'm going to say that mine was Modern Warfare 2, but the first online experience that I ever had was Black Ops 1 midway during Black Ops 1. That's when I first got online. So Modern Warfare 2 was my first campaign, but then after, I played the campaign, I really didn't do anything else. Of course, I went back and played Modern Warfare 2 years after when I got online. But Black Ops 1 was my first ever experience at experiencing an entire Call of Duty, meaning, the campaign, then the zombies, and the multiplayer. I really enjoyed Black Ops 1. So for other games to come, I enjoyed Black Ops 1 so much as it is my favorite Call of Duty to this day, and probably most likely your first Call of Duty is most likely your favorite. Sometimes it's different because of the different games you play, like you may have your first Call of Duty, but it may not be your favorite. For me, Black Ops 1 was my first, and it is always, and will always be, my favorite Call of Duty. And I think what happens here is that going forward into the different Call of Duties and the different titles is that we expect the game to meet our expectations of our favorite Call of Duty, which obviously hasn't happened. So I'll give you another example. Like, let's say, for example, one of my favorite movie series is Jaws. If you ever watched that, obviously it's about a giant shark, and in basic terms, and the first movie of Jaws was excellent. The second one, it was good, but it didn't meet that expectation of the first one, and the reason why is because we already had Jaws 1. We didn't have Jaws 2 at the time. If Jaws 2 was the Jaws 1, it probably would have been higher success, but because we saw Jaws 1 first, that movie highly expands over Jaws 2, and that's why it is way better. So you could think of that in terms of gaming, where I saw Black Ops 1 first, so everything about it just expanded, and then we got, Modern Warfare 3, and it's like, oh, well, that's not as good as Black Ops 1. We start to compare it to the Call of Duties that we first start out with. Maybe for you, if you started out on Call of Duty Ghosts, that's why you think Call of Duty Ghosts is the best Call of Duty, because you've never played it before, and you started out on Call of Duty Ghosts. For me, Call of Duty Ghosts is one of the worst Call of Duty games, but that's because I started on an earlier game. I think that has to factor into it. I mean, I do personally think that Advanced Warfare and Ghosts are some of the shittiest games out there at this time, but part of that is not only is the gameplay bad, in my opinion, it's just the nostalgia factor of me going to having played Black Ops 1 first with their multiplayer, the way that Treyarch does things, the way that Zombies is, and the way the campaign is. I feel like, the nostalgia factor, you just can't get that back. So even if they were to release a Black Ops 1 feel, it would not be the same as the other Call of Duties. And also you could take into effect that you can see the numbers in Call of Duty dwindling over the years, because I remember back in Black Ops 1, even midway through the year, I remember it was on peak times, it was like over 3 million people online at once playing Black Ops 1, and now you look at the numbers, and Black Ops 2 has the highest of those numbers, of course, and their numbers at peak times get up into the high 100,000 ranges, which is still pretty good, but compared to Call of Duty back then, yeah, it was nowhere near. Even in Modern Warfare 3, they had millions online. I remember that too. There were millions of people online, and ever since then, it just kind of dwindled down. The numbers are nowhere near the same, and I think that's all part of the nostalgia factor of the older Call of Duties becoming a mindset to the newer Call of Duties. And you could think of it, like I said, to your favorite movie, and they have a series to it. like another movie to it. So let's say they have movie 1 and then they come out with a sequel to it. Like, for example, Halloween is coming up, so the movie Halloween, that was a great movie. Halloween 2 was an okay movie. It was a nice sequel, but it no way beat Halloween 1. Oh, and speaking of Halloween, Halloween is my favorite holiday, and this movie goes with it very well. I love this movie, but just as a general side note, if you are going to watch the Halloween series, only watch 1, 2, skip over 3, that movie sucked, and then watch 4 and maybe 5, I would say, but anything after that, just completely skip. Those movies are complete garbage, the newer Halloween series, but you could kind of look at it like that the first ever thing that you see, the first ever movie that comes out, the sequels are not as good as that because our expectations are already high, and we're expecting it to be here, and we don't really get that expectation. Same thing happens with Call of Duty. Again, we expect it to be high, and the expectations are just not the same every year because of our nostalgia factor and feel into the games that we know and loved. And I really am sad to see that. I can't really play Black Ops 1 anymore. There's only about 10,000 people online at a time, maybe more during different times. I've seen it go to 30,000 on Xbox 360, of course, at different peak times of the day. But there's not as many hacked lobbies as there is in Modern Warfare 2, God no, but there are still hacked lobbies in Black Ops 1. I have seen it myself before, and some of them are good, some of them are bad. But, again, there are old games, and even if they do remake them, I don't know if it will even be the same. So we'll have to wait and see if they will even remake these games. I heard some rumors that Activision is talking about remaking the older Call of Duties and stuff, but even still, I don't know if it'll be the same exact feeling as we felt those years past previous with those Call of Duty games that we know and love, and our memories there will always stay. And, they haven't carried over into these newer Call of Duties. It's just because of the nostalgia factor. So that's it on today's video. Leave a comment below on what your first Call of Duty game was and your feeling on what I've discussed here in this video about the nostalgia factor. Are the Call of Duty games really getting bad, or is it just our mindset thinking that they are worse because we're expecting something higher? And yep, so I will see you on whatever my next video happens to be. I'm Ninja Geek. I'm out. Peace.